All right, hello my people, hello my family. Let me give you an update. Um, Most of y'all know um, I had an entity called Break the Cycle. When my wife and I was in college, we were about to leave Oakwood University, the first college we went to, and go to Chicago, Illinois. Grandma Webb passed away in 1999, and my mom, Beverly Webb, had gone to that same university that we were about to leave. So she had us create an entity. We partnered with my mom and we created an entity, a business together. Okay, this is the same business that we did the album, the Two Edge Records. We recorded the album under this business, under this company. It's a studio, performance arts, finance arts studio. Um, but the whole mission and aim and goal was to use the content that we create in it to break negative cycles. The number one cycle that we wanted to break, though, was the financial generational curse of poverty. That was the main goal. So in 97, I had my son Xavier. In 99, we're about to leave Huntsville, Alabama. We have this entity, uh, a for-profit studio called Hollywood Studios, and a non-profit organization called Break the Cycle. Okay? So these are the two entities that my mom and I, all of the dreams of my mom when she went to business school, I was trying to fulfill in these entities. So now we have the opportunity with Xavier going back to that same school this year for his senior year. So now, Grandma Webb's birthday is August the 7th. It's August the 5th now. My mother's birthday is August the 17th. My grandmother Legette's birthday is August the 18th. And then the day that I met my wife is August the 19th. And the day that my wife saved my life was August the 19th, 2016, when I had a double aneurysm. All right, August 19th. Double. So let's go back to 2019. 2019, prior to the pandemic, I saw a video. So now we've been doing Break the Cycle with financial empowerment since 97, 99, using Robert Kiyosaki, using basketball and athletics and an athletic league. Understand, my mom ran a community center with my Uncle Poppy. She just wanted me to monetize the performance arts and the finance arts, meaning the singing and the skits and the plays that we was doing at the schools that we were attending in the fine arts programs. And then when we were playing in leagues and rec leagues, she wanted us to create a financial payment streaming system where we will record it and people would pay. And lo and behold, N1 Mixtape Tour did the same thing years later. So when they did that and we had our album, Mom was like, see, there's a market for when you're in here doing the community service and you doing all of this and you playing in these leagues, there's a market for monetizing it if you can film it. If you can film the skits and the plays, it's a market for it. All right. So now we're here today because the many people that we tried to partner with, many of them didn't see the vision. So I was at a school called Full Sail University. I graduated. I got my master's degree from Full Sail University. Mom was still alive. 2009. I graduate. 2006. I bring my partner Spider Lope. 2007. I bring Spider Lope to Orlando, Florida, to my school. We do a whole concert. He drops a whole album. Mom partners up and executive produces the music video for Stick to the Script for Spider Lope. All right. So Mom executive produced that joint. We do an annual event called be exposed. And so the concert was in conjunction with EA Sports. So EA Sports, Spider had 2 songs on EA Sports Madden 2006 that year. That's the year with Donovan McNabb is on the cover for the Eagles. Of course, Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan McNabb is on the cover, so Spider Low got songs on EA Sports. So when we kept trying to partner with individuals to launch film festivals and music festivals and all of that, people weren't seeing the vision. So when Spider dropped on EA Sports and it didn't work out with Fifth, Mom was like, make a game. Make a game. Put it in the game. Your whole first album, Alien Nation, is about the final events and the final battle. The final battle of the ages. Hip hop is about battling. What better game to make than the final battle of Armageddon, called the Seer? Seer. Now, magicians call themselves Magi's, but the prophets of old, they called themselves the seers. Mom said, put it in the game. The ultimate struggle between life and death, good and bad. Put it in the game. Tell the story. Put it in the game. Put the losers and the winners down. Put it in the game. Those who are family and those who are not, put it in the game. So, 2007, 2008, there's no such thing as Bitcoin. We start working with programmers. There's no such thing as Bitcoin at the time. All right. This is important because later on, like around 2009, 2010, 2011, they launched something called the Silk Road. And they launched a new payment system in fighting games where the gamers can purchase stuff inside the game with this new money called cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. All right. So when we started trying to tell people about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, once again, people didn't get it. Once again, our people were slow. So fast forward all the way up, our people let 2011, let's say 2011, Bitcoin, they created Bitcoin. By 2019, they already had made millions and millions. Many people have made millions. But in 2019, I'm about to show you a video where there's a gentleman who's noticing a pattern in 2019 of now billionaires and millionaires who are trying to tell people, no, people not making money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a fad. Bitcoin's rat poison. So in 2019, because you got all of this history from 2011, you got all the people talking about how much money they making, you started getting millionaires and billionaires coming out, discouraging regular people from getting in, from investing. So this young gentleman was talking about an event that was coming up in 2020, in May of 2020. And he said, I'm noticing that people are discouraging people from investing in Bitcoin, but there's an event coming up in May of 2020 that is going to make so many people multimillionaires. And then you have these billionaires and millionaires telling people it's fake, it's a fraud. I'm here to tell you that not only did they discourage people from getting it, from investing, these same people invested, made billions, probably trillions of dollars. And one of them is Bill Gates. And I've recently watched him take the profits that he made, and now he is investing in farmland in the US. So he discouraged everybody from getting in and investing. Then he took the profits while he was telling everybody it's worthless. Then he took the profits from the money that he made and invested in the farmland. So now when you talk about food shortages and food crisis coming up, the number one investor in US farmland is Bill Gates now. After telling people in 2019 not to invest, then investing, then taking the profits, and he bought all farms. Not real estate, farms. Okay? Why am I telling you? Because that same event is coming up again. The same event that caused individuals to make millions. So in 2020, we put together an investment group and went public to tell our people at the height of while Bill Gates and them was deceiving people. After seeing this video, we started telling everybody we knew, and our people started investing. So now what we're going to do is, for 90 days, we're going to educate as many of our people on how to not only invest in Bitcoin, but we're launching our own coin that goes along with the game that we created. That's backed by gold and silver. So when it's time to move out of Bitcoin, just like Bill Gates moved out, took his profits and put it into real estate, we're putting our profits from all of our investments into the coin. It's called the BTC coin, break the cycle coin, that's backed by gold and silver. That's not going to depreciate, it's not going to go down. And then this same coin is used in the game that we created, the Seer, inspired by our mother, Beverly Webb. So when we play the game in the future, everybody who holds the coins, the value is just going to go up. And it's backed by real gold and silver. So when we pull our profits out of Bitcoin or wherever, we will put it into BTC coins and not lose value. All right. So let me show you this video that we saw. And just to let you know, 2.5 brand new millionaires was created in 2020 alone. It's 2022 right now. In 2020 alone, when this event happened, 2.5 brand new millionaires. So in 90 days, we're going to give you the ability to invest in our BTC coin, which is also going to be pegged to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes up, the BTC coin will go up, and whatever money you put in it will grow. And whenever we want to get out of the BTC coin, get out of Bitcoin, we just put it in our gold and silver deposits in the BTC coin. All right. So we're going to teach y'all the financial literacy that they discouraged y'all from getting. And then we're going to back pay y'all. So this is what we're going to do. After the whole run, after we go to the event that's going to come up again, then we're going to go back and we're going to look at all of the events that they caused y'all not to get in. And whatever money you put in it during our 90-day event, we're going to match it in the events that y'all missed. How are we going to do that? We can issue it's called a coin launch. In our coin launch, we can issue coins to whoever we want. So however many you actually invest in, I can also match however many coins you buy. If you buy 500 coins, I can match your 500. Only during this ICO though. So if you don't invest now, there's not going to be any more issuing of coins after the 90-day launch. The only time to get the match is by investing now during the 90 days. My cousin Mathel has been educating people all during this time. We even had a cousin down here in Tampa that passed away, but several of my brothers, the White, talked to Dollar Bill. So I'll talk to several of y'all. I talked to Marlon. I talked to Vince. I talked to several of y'all about it. And this is the actual launch. I talked to Reese, Kels, Shay. So the talking is over. We're in the midst. It started on July the 4th, going to October the 4th. 90 days. We're going to buy up as many of our BTC coins as possible. When the ICO is over, my team is going to create the app and launch the app for the coin and the wallets. And we're not only like the other people, because we're backed by gold and silver, we're actually an investment bank. It's called Michael's Angels Investors. Anybody who invests in BTC coins, because then we're going to go and back pay other people so that individuals who try to control the dollar economy using the new Bitcoin economy, like Bill Gates, we are going to go and erase that financial monopoly that they're trying to create by economically making people who are being squeezed by inflation. When you inject a new source of income, you erase the pain of the inflation. Got it? So check this video out. This is a young gentleman who opened my eyes to the fact that these millionaires and billionaires were trying to discourage people from investing. Whenever you see that, you got to follow the money. And he does a great job of showing you that while they were saying that publicly, they were going back and investing. So that's why we put this group together to invest as well. All right. All of y'all, 90 days to erase the generational curse of poverty and hand wealth down to your people. And once again, I've already put each one of our people inside the game. You're already a character and a player. All of our aunts and uncles, all of my cousins, all of their children, you're in the game called the Seer. You have your own, we have our own neighborhood, just like we have Trenton, New Jersey. We have our own world, our own economy. And if you don't invest in your own economy, you are going to miss out. All right. So let's go.
We know it. I'm sure you've seen this graph of the stock market. Unfortunately, this is only the beginning of what's to come. And unfortunately, the COVID-19 virus is just getting started too. What are smart investors doing right now to minimize the damage and save their portfolios? US stocks are in a true mania right now, and they have only just begun to unwind. This is 1929, but with the pandemic added on. The coming depression will make the 1930s look like a Ferrari driving, cash throwing, champagne guzzling rap video in comparison. The fact is, the market isn't coming back anytime soon, and the virus isn't slowing down. We haven't begun to feel the true sting of the catastrophe that is unfolding before our eyes. Borders are closed, events are canceled, tourism is dead, and small businesses are collapsing like dominoes. This is the end of America as we know it. Most of us will go bankrupt. Grown families will be forced to move back in with their parents. The vast majority of the older Americans will be forced into hot dogs for dinner lifestyle against their will. But small minority of smart investors who make fast, intelligent choices will get filthy rich because they can see around the corner. The people who run this country saw around the corner. They saw this virus pandemic from a mile away. On October 18th, Bill Gates, along with the World Economic Forum, ran a high-level pandemic simulation at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore to see how prepared we are as a country based on our current capabilities. They simulated, get this, a coronavirus. They called it Event 201. And the result? Despite their best efforts, they couldn't prevent the hypothetical coronavirus from killing 65 million people. This was less than 60 days before the first case of COVID-19 was reported in China. Coincidence? Very unlikely. And did you know that 219 prominent CEOs stepped down from their companies just this year alone, and it's only March? From Microsoft, to Disney, to Hulu, to Victoria's Secret, Harley-Davidson, IBM, T-Mobile, and MasterCard, and hundreds more have all stepped down in a mass exodus from their corporations. They know what's going on. None of this is an accident. The coronavirus panic might be the initial trigger for this economic meltdown. But the roots of this coming crisis go far deeper. Things will get better, but not before it gets much worse. America's neck has just been sliced wide open, and the blood won't stop running until it's all drained out of our wallets. Unless you shift around your resources and diversify. I recommend you put a little bit of your money into commodities. Buy some gold and silver. You also need to be diversifying a small portion of your savings into alternative investments. Investments which have a high chance of not only saving your portfolio from being completely robbed, but getting legitimately wealthy at a time when everyone you know may be losing everything. You don't have to lose it all again. You can be the hero of your family. But you must take bold action now, and this is a matter of life or death. Because during any type of crisis, there are always people who know the right moves to make to survive. One of those moves is digital currencies. The price of Bitcoin is currently remaining stable, even as stocks continue to fall. Banks, billionaires, governments, and public companies have been jumping into cryptocurrency head first. They want the ordinary investor to miss out so they can make all the money by being there early. If you can get in now, this is your chance to save your life savings and not end up in the drain. Hello, and thank you for watching. My name is Iman Shafi. This might be the most valuable video you've ever seen, but you're running out of time. Things aren't safe anymore. We're losing control. I'm going to ask you to watch every single minute of this presentation because I'm going to show you how to make profitable investments in cryptocurrency right now when the market is taking a crap. There is always money to be made in any market. You already know that money doesn't just disappear. It changes where it goes. Let me show you where some of it is going right now so you can take some for yourself. If you knew where to look and which coins to pick, you would have also seen returns like these. $50 into $15,314 in 4 months. $200 into $114,272 in 2 months. $500 into $333,430 in 5 months. $1,000 into $60,807 in 8 months. $2,000 into $46,792 in 12 months. If these returns seem impossible, I agree. That's exactly what I thought when I saw them too. But then, I discovered something called a reserve split. And on May 20th, a reserve split will happen inside the cryptocurrency market. And some analysts are predicting returns of 12,100% gains on the conservative side. Now what the heck is a reserve split? If I could stop every person I meet on the street and tell them about this opportunity, I would. Now obviously I can't do that, but what I can do is make sure that you know. I'll tell you in a second, but first, I need to reveal who's keeping this information from you, because they don't want you to retire. The greedy government, seedy Wall Street, crying liberals, all want to bleed you dry. Taxes and inflation absolutely murder our purchasing power, while next to zero interest rates are preventing you from making decent returns on your investments. They're all crooks. You can see them laughing at us from the inside of their clubhouse doors. It's a disgrace how hard-working people are being treated and cheated out of their wealth. I read an article online that said most men over 50 end up having to financially help out both their aging parents and their children. I know my parents were afraid. They only managed to save up something like $100,000, but that doesn't last long in today's world, and they were afraid of running out. But thanks to what I'm about to share with you, they never have to worry about money again. The facts I'm about to tell you are publicly available, and you can independently validate every single claim I make. I'm tired of all the lies. I went out to find the truth for myself. And when I looked at all the facts and connected all the dots, the truth smacked me square in the face. Cryptocurrency is the biggest opportunity to get rich in our lifetime. Now if that sounds completely crazy, I understand. Not long ago, I would have choked myself to death with my own bare hands for saying such a foolish thing. I was always told not to trust cryptocurrency, that it wasn't a real asset class, that it was just some funny money artificial fad, that it was speculative at best and had no place in a wise man's portfolio. How did I come to this conclusion? It all started when I made my first million at 19 years old. One night, I was up late at the office working on one of my businesses that I've since sold. I was browsing through Google, catching up on the news, when I saw it there at the bottom of the page. I couldn't believe my eyes. Why would the richest men in the world even think of doing this? What the hell did I just read? Why Amazon is buying up all of those cryptocurrency URLs and websites. The article went on to say Amazon recently purchased these domains: AmazonCryptocurrency.com, AmazonCryptocurrencies.com, and AmazonBitcoin.com. It weirded me out because Amazon Pay Vice President Patrick Gauthier made it crystal clear that Amazon doesn't want to enter speculative areas. Now this seemed a little fishy, so I did some more research. I found out Amazon launched its own blockchain service. And blockchain, if you don't know, is the foundational framework of cryptocurrency. I found out they also developed Amazon QLDB, which is used to develop blockchain stuff. If that wasn't enough, I also found out Amazon entered into strategic partnerships with giant blockchain businesses. I also discovered they obtained a patent for developing cryptocurrency frameworks. This pissed me off. Why would they say one thing and do another? And if the richest man on earth running a company that's responsible for 50% of all internet retail sales is gearing up for cryptocurrency, then who else is too? Little did I know where that question would take me. What I'm about to tell you might make you mad, but it will only be temporary when you realize the giant fortune you're about to make from knowing this information. Are you ready? Then buckle up, my friend, because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's start with Jamie Dimon, the billionaire chairman and CEO of JP Morgan. This liar publicly bashed crypto as a fraud and people who bought them as stupid. He said that he'll fire any traders who buy Bitcoin. Yet at the same time, he was helping his own clients trade Bitcoin. Just 2 years later, JP Morgan launched its own cryptocurrency. So the largest bank in the United States launched its own digital currency while simultaneously telling you and I that it's garbage. Then we got Mr. Warren Buffett. He called Bitcoin rat poison. But Berkshire Hathaway is Bank of America's largest shareholder. Bank of America holds 82 cryptocurrency patents, more than any other company on earth.
Tesla could potentially make more money from its Bitcoin investment this year than profits from electric cars in all of 2020. What's your take on that? What's your Bitcoin take and the fact that the price can just go up or down based on a simple tweet from him?
Well, look, Elon has tons of money and he's very sophisticated. So, I don't worry that, his Bitcoin will sort of randomly go up or down. I do think people get bought into these manias who may not have as much money to spare. So I'm not bullish on Bitcoin. And, my general thought would be that, if you have less money than Elon, you should probably watch out.
In September 2018, a mysterious Louisiana investor completed one of the biggest land sales in recent memory. 14,500 acres of farmland for almost $171 million. The name of the area? The 100 Circles. To put this sale into perspective, 14,500 acres is about the size of New York's Manhattan Island. When you look at farmland sales, you're typically talking about hundreds of acres. But thousands of acres? Those are blue moon events made by very big buyers, like the 6,000-acre purchase in 2020 made by the Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan. But tens of thousands of acres? That's when you start getting into the territory of sovereign wealth funds and huge institutional investors. And that's exactly who the seller in this transaction was. John Hancock Life Insurance, an insurance company in Boston with billions under management. And the buyer? It had to be someone as big, if not bigger, than a billion-dollar insurance company. And that's what this reporter Eric O'Keefe at the Land Report set out to find. O'Keefe found out about this giant sale from an article the Tri-City Herald published. And in that article, the buyer was described as a Louisiana investor that was a limited liability company associated with the Angelina Agriculture Company in Monterey, Louisiana. The only problem? O'Keefe's The Land Report tracks many of the Louisiana landowners. And if there was one with deep enough pockets for this type of deal, they would have known about them. And Angelina Agriculture was not one of them. Strike number one. So O'Keefe dug deeper. Well, Monterey, Louisiana, where the buyer is located, is a bustling city with a population of 462. Not 462,000, 462. How about we take a look at the company itself? Digging through the documents, O'Keefe found that Angelina Agriculture, the company that just spent $171 million, has just 2 employees and makes a little over $300,000 a year. At that rate, Angelina Agriculture would have had to save every penny they made at 100% profit margins for over half a millennium to afford $171 million of farmland. Strike number 2. How about we take a look at the headquarters of this company? 8318 Highway 565, Monterey, Louisiana. O'Keefe pulled up Google Maps, and would you look at that? The purchaser of the biggest land grab in recent history is a metal shed in the middle of nowhere. So in summary, a $171 million acquisition was made by an LLC with just $300,000 in revenue, 2 employees, in a metal shed in the middle of nowhere? Strike number 3. So O'Keefe forwarded his findings to his Land Report 100 research team. A few minutes later, he gets this response. Ever heard of Bill Gates?
Bank of America is the second largest bank in the US and is also set to use the cryptocurrency called Ripple for interbank transfers because they're cheaper, quicker, and more effective. Citigroup is the 3rd largest bank in the US, and they banned people like you and I from using our credit cards to purchase cryptocurrencies. However, Citigroup will now offer crypto custody solutions only to its institutional, big money, smart money clients. Are you seeing a pattern here? Warren Bitcoin is rat poison Buffett also owns 10% of Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo banned transactions involving cryptocurrencies. However, Wells Fargo will also release its own cryptocurrency this year. Wells Fargo is the 4th largest bank in the US. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon stated the bank is seriously investigating cryptocurrencies and may even launch its own in the near future. Morgan Stanley released a report in 2018 stating that cryptocurrencies are now an institutional asset class. It's all happening right under your nose. Everyone is saying that cryptocurrency is worthless while secretly setting themselves up to profit from the dummies who get in late. They don't want the average American to profit. They've always been in the business of stealing wealth. So when I discovered the richest man in the world and the 6 largest banks were all in on it, I knew I had to get to the bottom of this. And that's exactly what I did. But not before I found out that not only were the banks were all in on cryptocurrency, but governments are too. This is big news. On November 29th, 2019, Germany passed a law allowing German banks to create crypto products, offer crypto trading, and store crypto for their clients. 2 weeks after Germany passed the law, Dutch bank ING, with $1 trillion in assets, stated that they will allow their clients to store their crypto with the bank. Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, and Singapore have released guidelines on digital assets. China has also announced it will launch a central bank digital currency, possibly backed by gold. The Bank of International Settlements, the central bank to central banks, recently surveyed 66 central banks, and 80% of them are working on a central bank digital currency. If that isn't enough, my research took me to public corporations and their backdoor entry into the market. Every single one of the world's 10 largest public companies is exploring cryptocurrency technology. Walmart is launching a stablecoin. Facebook is launching Libra. Apple, Microsoft, American Express, Samsung, Oracle, Disney, Intel, Google, Mitsubishi, IBM, MetLife, Prudential, Dell, Ford, Goldman Sachs, Siemens, Morgan Stanley, Nestle, Pfizer, Anheuser-Busch, Mercedes-Benz, Toyota, Berkshire Hathaway are all adopting crypto technology. And Bank of New York, Deutsche Bank, UBS, Credit Suisse Corp, ING, Santander, Barclays, HSBC Holdings are working on a crypto project together. As if all this wasn't shocking enough, the institutional money gearing up to pour into cryptocurrency truly says it all. The company that owns the New York Stock Exchange, as well as another 27 exchanges around the world, have launched the Bakkt exchange, providing crypto access to institutional players. Bakkt launched the first ever regulated Bitcoin options contract in December. Nasdaq is considering launching its own crypto futures product, and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange plans to launch Bitcoin options this year. Now what the hell is going on? People are getting very rich. That's what's going on. Does that seem fair to you? Me neither. Which is why I decided to do something about it. They're changing the entire money system behind your back. And most investors will miss out on the biggest and only chance we have left in our lifetime to be financially free. Now, you may have tried investing in cryptocurrency before. You may have lost money in many different markets, like the stock market or the real estate market. My family lost a lot of money in the 2008 crash. And the truth is, most investors lose their money. But it's not your fault. How is it your fault when the news, Wall Street, the government, banks, and companies lie to you about where to put your money and when? It's not your fault that you've been lied to. How can you make the right decisions if they are always 2 steps ahead while pretending not to be? The biased media, the disgusting Democrats, the illegal mafia we call banks and Wall Street, the public companies that pretend to give a crap about you, they all lie. The truth is, we fail at investing because the news, Wall Street, companies, governments, and banks all coordinate and lie to us, so we are always late to the party. They make their money by being early into markets. I'm giving you a chance to get in early for once, to get ahead of everyone else. I want you to mark this date in your calendar right now, May 20th, 2020. Because this single event is about to catapult cryptocurrencies into the stratosphere again. The reserve split will see price increases of biblical proportions. What is a reserve split? A reserve split is something that happens to Bitcoin every 4 years. In fact, it happened 4 years ago. In 2016, Bitcoin did a reserve split and the price went from $630 to $5,013 in under 10 months. A reserve split is a command built into the Bitcoin that cuts the supply of new Bitcoins in half. Some people call this the halving event. Why does this happen? As you know, fiat currency is extremely inflationary in nature. The Federal Reserve controls the US dollar. Anytime they want to bail out the big banks, increase inflation, or stimulate the economy, they just want to turn on the printing press. It's unethical, and it's how they've been stealing our wealth for hundreds of years. And this is exactly why the creators of Bitcoin capped its supply at 21 million coins, to make sure that nobody can artificially inflate it into oblivion like the dollar. This keeps the demand higher than the supply, so the price keeps rising. If you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoins in 2010, your stash would be worth over $204 million today. They say that Bitcoin is a fad, but it's gone up by over 80,000% over the last decade. Bitcoin used to trade at 8 cents, now it's selling at $10,190. The thing is, the fast money in Bitcoin has already been made. But I still urge you to throw a little money into Bitcoin before May 20th. Because when Bitcoin does a reserve split for the third time, you could see 121 to 1 return on your money or more. But Bitcoin is expensive and it's hard to make fast gains compared to the growth of the smaller cryptocurrency coins. There are more than 2,000 cryptocurrencies, and if you can pick the right ones, the sky's the limit. 2.5 weeks ago, I bought a coin at 43 cents, and it's already up by 1,412%. Many cryptocurrencies are trading for pocket change, and are exploding in value. Like how we turned $500 into $3,500 in 2 weeks. And all the stats and graphs that I'm about to share with you are from the first quarter of 2020, before the reserve split even happens. So these are gains and trades that we've done this year in 2020. Over here, another example. A cryptocurrency coin went from $1.78, an increase to $4.40 in 36 days. We also took $400 and we increased that to $1,300 in 14 days. Again, all by trading inside the 2020 market of cryptocurrency. Here's another example. We got a 40% gain in under 20 days from trading a specific cryptocurrency coin. And another example, 100% ROI in 2 months, from the end of 2019 to the beginning of 2020. There are a lot of cryptocurrency coins that are exploding every single month. But there's so many cryptocurrencies out there that many of the coins are useless and don't make money. I call these Democrat coins. At least a Democrat will tell you they're a Democrat. It's really damn hard to know which crypto coins are going to explode. Yet when they do, it's a beautiful thing. And here's the best part. As amazing as these returns are, there'll be a drop in the bucket a year from now. Remember all the institutional money flooding in? Amazon, Walmart, governments, banks, all pouring in right now? Add to that Bitcoin's third reserve split on May 20th that has historically created a 300-foot tall tsunami wave of cryptocurrency price increases. As you can see, the first halving event just went up by 11,645%. The second halving event went up by 7,382%. And the third halving event that's happening on May 20th is estimated by analysts to go up by 12,100%. And that not only are thousands of smaller cryptocurrencies called altcoins are exploding in price on their own, but now they'll explode even higher because a rising tide lifts all boats. Now the secret way to make more money from the reserve split. Altcoins are about to mint another generation of millionaires in short order. I believe this will be one of the biggest, fastest wealth creation events in modern history. These kinds of events are rarely known in advance, which is what makes this one for Bitcoin so unique. Most investors don't even know about the reserve split happening and its track record for massive gains. And even fewer people know that a whole separate class of cryptocurrencies known as altcoins created a lot more wealth. After Bitcoin's first halving event, an altcoin called Litecoin soared more than 7,000%. After Bitcoin's second halving, an altcoin called Verge shot up by 1,362,400%. That would have turned $5,000 into 68 million in just 12 months. I think you can see why I have May 20th circled on my calendar, and why this is setting up to be another one of the fastest wealth creation events in modern history. I know cryptocurrencies are still fairly new and therefore a little scary. I know prices can be volatile, but that's fine as long as the trend line is higher. In this case, it's much, much higher. Instead of trying to think of cryptocurrencies in some technical, complex way, think of them as a really valuable computer program. And that's exactly what they are. When you change your perspective on altcoins, you realize they are not just some fantasy internet money. They are early stage investments in new systems that make our lives easier, more productive, and more efficient. Altcoins can be analyzed much like a stock can. That's partly how I'm able to do so well in cryptocurrency market and teach it to you. Like how I invested $500 and I turned that into $116,500 in under 12 months. And that's by investing in a single altcoin, getting into the right case, right coin, and just waiting 12 months. Like this particular altcoin got a 23,396% gain in under 12 months. Or what about this coin over here? 1,240% gain in just 6 short months. I turned $500 into $6,200 in under 6 months. These are the types of gains that you missed out on because no one else told you that this was even going on. $1,000 into $70,000 in just 3 months. That's a 7,000% gain in under 3 months, and that was the altcoin called Litecoin. That's just one particular altcoin that's out there. Ethereum returned $1,000 into $150,420 in under 11 months. That's over a 15,000% gain. This happened in the last reserve split. Or what about Verge? $5,000 into $68 million. That's over a 1,362,400% gain in just 12 months. Now these numbers look crazy. You can't get these type of gains inside the stock market or the gold market or commodities or anything like that. This is because it's a new emerging market. We got institutional money coming in. And on top of that, on May 20th, we have the reserve split happening. $5,000 into $68 million. Now all the pieces are coming in together perfectly. We have a perfect storm of biblical proportions colliding together, and the time to move is now. Even just one more day on the sidelines can mean the difference between retiring and retiring filthy rich. So what do you want to do? You must start investing in cryptocurrency today. You don't need to invest a lot. In fact, I think it would be foolish to bet your life savings on digital currencies. Start with a couple $100, make it back, then play with the house's money. This doesn't have to be risky. It's easy. All you have to do is take a small position early and sit tight. This is exactly how we took 140% gains in 3 months by just getting into a cryptocurrency coin early, sitting tight for 3 months, and banking on 140% profit. Or how we took $1,000, we sat in early, we got it at the right time, and sold it for $2,450 in under 4 months. Here's another example, 90% gains in under 42 days. But you gotta move now. The first question you probably have is, can I really do this? Yes, my 7-year-old niece invests in cryptocurrency. I know it seems confusing and complicated, but I promise you, it's easy. We will even hold your hand every step of the way, showing you how to get set up quickly and safely. Not only will I help you get started, I'll also tell you which coins I'm personally investing in. I've been investing most of my adult life. By 19 years old, I had already built and sold a company for over $1 million, and I've made nearly another $1 million investing in cryptocurrency. You see, after I studied at the prestigious MIT college, I became obsessed in looking for the coins that pop. I read endless books, invested thousands of dollars, traveled the globe more times than I can count, and even met the founders of many crypto coins, all in my pursuit to find the diamonds among the coal. And trust me, there's a lot of coal out there. 95% of all coins are worthless and will fall to zero. Do not blindly buy cryptocurrency. Always take advice from a competent researcher who knows what they are doing. I began analyzing every coin I could find with fundamental analysis, but that wasn't enough to accurately predict price movements. So I tried performing technical analysis. Now that got me a little closer, and then one day I finally cracked the code. I started combining fundamental analysis with technical analysis to see if I could find patterns, and boy did I find them. I was funneling $10,000 per month into Bitcoin when it was priced around $600 per coin. I was buying 15 Bitcoins per month. I cashed out 50 Bitcoins to USD when it hit $17,000 for an $850,000 payday. But it gets even better. In 2018, the cryptocurrency market took a dive like all markets do. But you'll never guess what happened next. Because of the mathematical framework I created for analyzing coin patterns, I was making money even when the market was bad. In fact, I was doing so well, I began telling my friends and family what to do, and they were making money too. I opened a crypto education academy after the market crashed. I was one of the only people able to get my students results in a down market. Like Peter over here. I had a video interview with him and he told me he made a 458% profit in 2 months while the market was down. Steve, he turned $5,000 into $17,534 while the market was crashing back in 2018 and 2019. And even Rebecca, even a mother with 2 babies, was able to profit over 589% from a single trade. Sean, he turned $200 into $4,367 in 20 days. And Sanjay, who tripled his portfolio in under 5 months. You see, it doesn't matter what the market is doing. My coin picking system makes money. I wrote a book on cryptocurrencies called the Intelligent Bitcoin Investor. You may have seen me featured on Yahoo News, Fox, Reuters, and MarketWatch. I've also personally managed the crypto portfolios of over 300 high net worth individuals. But I started to hate it. I was sick of making the rich richer, while people like my parents didn't have access to inside information like the wealthy do. There's never been anything like cryptocurrency for collecting a fortune in retirement income. And I believe crypto will be the biggest investment story of the next decade.